Hello, I am Atacan. Today I am gonna talk about narrative research design in the context of scientific research methods and science ethics code's final assignment. Here I will go with this content. First I will talk about narrative research design. After that I will go with types, characteristics, steps and evaluation of narrative research. First, I will start with what is and when to use narrative research. In narrative research design, the researcher mainly focuses on the individual lives and their stories, their experiences about the issue, and writes their individual experiences in the context of research. It aims to explore human experiences for research. Generally, it typically focuses on single person and gather data throughout uh, her or his and try to solve the issue, but in some cases it can uh, contain a few peoples rather than one. Uh, for the usage, when we use narrative research design, we can say mainly four points to use it. The first one is have individuals that willing to share their stories in the context of research, uh, or the research question generally require individual experiences or perspectives. Uh, the researcher would like to focus on individual's perspective rather than a group of people or peoples, and have research question related with directly individual or behavioral perspective. I will go with types of narrative research design. As you can see from the table, there are many narrative research design. As people vary, the researcher types of narrative research design vary also. We can see that there is biographies, life writing, oral stories, document of life, so on. So how should we detect types of narrative research design? For that question, we can use these five question set also. The first one start with who writes or records the story. It is the researcher writes or records himself, herself, or the another person that who writes or records the story. The how much of life is recorded and presented, who provides the story, is it theoretical lens being used, can narrative forms be combined. These five questions would help us to detect types of narrative research design. Here we can go with characteristics. The first characteristics of narrative research, as I mentioned, individual experiences. It's mainly focused on individual, and the second one is the uh, another important one is chronology of the experiences, which we can say time sequence in the story. The third one is collecting individual stories, which can be done throughout interviews, observations, written forms, videos, records as well. The fourth one is restoring, rewrite the story in the chronological manner and some step-by-step actions. And the other one is coding for themes, which data coded in terms of themes or categories regarding the regarding the stories, context or settings, which we can say in detail about the story, description of the story, and collaborating with participants, control the stories, check with its oral form and textual form as well. There are some steps in conducting narrative research. Mainly, there are 7 steps, as all the research, as with all the research, it starts with identifying the problem to explore it. The second one is selecting participants to obtain their stories about it, which we can say a few peoples regarding one. The third one is collecting the story from the participants, as I mentioned, which can be done throughout interviews, written forms, records, observations. The fourth one is restoring or retelling the individual stories. The fifth one is collaborate with the participant storyteller to check the control of the stories. Is the story that combined with oral form, textual form? Is that any missing part as well? The sixth one, write a report about the participant experiences, and also the report should suitable for reader of the research report, and validate the report's accuracy is the final part of the steps. Thank you so much listening to me.